Need a little grater to grate a waxwood. There we go, my campfire's burning. Yay! Guess I should move my chair back a little bit. Nice to have you with me here. You can sit over there on the swing. There's the smoke from the fire, and there's the mist. Look at the sun has hit the ground now. There's road construction going on, so we hear the pump. It's pumping water for the long water truck. One way to ensure you have a campfire. Put it on this piece of metal so I can move it around if I want. So it's 20 to 7. It's 6:40, so we're starting to hear traffic. Got some willows soaking in the pond over here, which I'm going to use to weave a privacy fence. May not be very easy, but I'm going to work on it. It seems to be gathering, going that way. Mist on the water. The water's warmer than the air. Hi, bye-bye. Hi, I want to show you something. Look at how the mist is sort of gathering. I wonder if it's the smoke, but it seems to be very low to the pond, you know? It seems to be very low to the pond and just swirling along. Well, good morning. This is my update. So I got up about 10 to 6, I guess. 5:50 it said on the clock, and the sky was bright with 3 big yellow areas. And so I hurried to get dressed. I tried to wear something long with socks and long sleeves, something that would keep the bugs away if there were bugs down here. Actually, I put on this DEET stuff. I never ever use it, but anyway, I put it on. I was gonna say, oh yes, about complimenting people. It's really, you know how you feel when somebody gives you a sincere compliment, when they really think you look nice, and they tell you, and it's like, whoa, that's amazing, somebody said that, I must look great. But if you never say it, people don't know that you think it. And they go on about their lives and never know. It's very important that you give sincere compliments to people. Sometimes I see teenagers, and teenagers are so good looking. They are so beautiful. None of the signs of age, just all of the, it's a beautiful flower that's just in its very best color. Not like the flower when it's closing up and fading and drooping. That's later. And so they try so hard to look good too. So when I see a teenager that looks amazing, I say it. You have 5 seconds to get in with your compliment and turn away. Otherwise, you're embarrassing them, because what are they supposed to say if you say, wow, you are so beautiful? Then they sort of, thanks. They don't know what to say. But if you say, oh my gosh, you are so beautiful, and you keep going, and they say thank you as you leave, and then they don't feel like, it doesn't mess up the vibes, it doesn't put them on the spot like, there's this weird old woman that's complimenting me. But if somebody does a good job at something that they're doing, for instance, the other day we had to wait for a while, and so we were sitting by a lake or a body of water, and it was very beautiful. But there was all this trash that had been left that day by the people that had gone to the beach. Not really a beach, but sort of. It's a grassy area. And this lady was walking her dog, and she came along, and she had a few things in her hand, and she put them in the garbage can. And then she proceeded to wander around in front of where we were in our car. She wandered around in the area between us and the water and picked up all these things, and she found a plastic bag in there, and so she put all these things in the plastic bag. She went from one item to another. There weren't that many items. There might have been 50. There weren't, you could see it was a limited amount of water bottles and things that had been left that day as people had come and gone to the beach. And she picked them all up. It looked so nice and clean, and it was beautiful when she was done. And as she walked past the car, I thought, I'm going to tell her. And so I opened my door and I stuck my head out. I said, thank you so much. You are such a kind person. Or something like that. You can't really compliment them with, you are a kind person, because they have evidence against the fact. So you could say, that was such a kind thing to do, because you can compliment the thing, because that they can say, yes, that was a kind thing to do. I must be a kind person. But you can't say you're a kind person, because they'll say, oh, well, she didn't hear me say that to my so-and-so. I said, that was such a nice thing to do. And she was really, really glad to hear that. I mean, people do things like this and nobody ever mentions it to them. And she said, I just can't stand looking at this mess. I just couldn't stand looking at the mess. And that was a really nice thing that she did. She tidied it all up. And our view was much better. And, the view, and then the next people that come along are less likely to leave a mess if there is no mess. If there's already a bit of a mess, people will leave more mess. It's easy to see the mess if it's just one item. But once it becomes 50, 60, 100, 200, you don't really notice. Well, some people do, but some people don't. So I thought I should tell you that. So today, if there's something that strikes you about somebody that really impresses you, say it. You don't have to stay there and embarrass them. It can be something like a smile. You've got such a winning smile, or, I love listening to your voice, or, wow, your hair is so pretty. Anything that you mean, anything that you see that strikes you. This world is the world that it is because we make it that way. And if we fill our world with compliments, think of how you make people smile, especially teenagers. They go to high school and everybody judges them. Oh, she doesn't wear the name brand. Oh my gosh, did you see? There was a rip. Did you see? Oh, I think her eye makeup is crooked. And teenagers spend such time trying to look perfect to fit in. They don't want anybody to criticize them, but they also want people to admire them. And other teenagers are not going to say to them, wow, you look great. Some will. But there's the ulterior motive, and you think, well, why is he saying that to me? Does his girlfriend know? What's this mean? So it's, but you are not threatening or causing concern about your ulterior motives if you just say it and get out. So, how's that for a challenge for the day? Make somebody smile because of something that you feel that will make them happy. Also, when you're thinking about other people, you're less likely to be thinking about yourself and your own miserable place in life. Everybody goes through miserable times. Miserable times are part of life. Life is not fair. It's not supposed to be fair. We're each sent here with an agenda of things that we need to go through, experiences that we need to have to develop our character, to develop us. So when we go home to Heavenly Father, we're better people. We're more godly, more Christ-like. If we don't have any trials, how do you develop patience if you don't have crap to deal with? Things to be patient about. I mean, we could all go without the trials. We could all do just fine without trials. But they do make us grow, but never ask for them, or you'll get big ones. But a smile or a compliment from somebody else can help turn your trial into a much better situation. But if you are in a horrible trial, and you try and think of other people and make them smile, it takes you out of your problems, and it fills you with happiness. Also, if you look at your problems and you think, if this problem is being sent here to help me grow and develop character, what can I gain from this? What can I learn? What character trait will I have if I endure this? Say you have no money, and you need food, and you got little food in the cupboards, but you got a garden out back. Well, what if you start looking up on the internet edible plants? You know, what can you learn from not having enough money? It is good to have money for your needs, your food. But what are our needs when it comes to food? Do you need the chips and the cookies and the nice steak, the barbecue, and all the trimmings that go with it? Or do you just need something to keep you going, keep you alive? Need and want are so different. If you live in India or in any third world nation, I don't even know if India is still a third world nation. These things are changing. But if you live in a place where you just don't have much, anything is wonderful. So a bowl of oatmeal will keep you going all day. Whoa, I ate today. This is so cool. I have energy. Here comes a sparrow oh, it's a yellow one, loping along. He stopped. I'm going to have to feed my fire or it's going to go out. Okay, I gotta go in the woods and get another dead log. Bye. These are growing. We transplanted them and the leaves died off. And here the top died. But they're growing again. There we go. I went off to the edge of the forest over there to the alders and got some more dead wood. Alders are an interesting plant. Are they a tree or a bush? If they're a bush, they grow to, 30 feet tall or something, and then they'll get bent by something, and then they're very bendable wood. When they're young, they're very supple. But when they die, the branches don't fall down when they die. They just stay standing in place. Unless something heavy falls on them, like snow. And even then, much of it stays standing for years. So I can walk into them and find the dead ones and easily take them out and break them. Just what I need for a little fire. I should get you a chair. Would you like a chair? And you could sit and watch the fire too. Put you over here. There. So now you can sit over there and watch the fire from there. And we can talk. Isn't that nice to talk when we're out here? I just love this place. Of course, I love every place. This is all the same planet, and it's such a beautiful place. I love how things grow on it. Whenever you make it bare, seeds from deep down that have been there since this earth was created. And they grow. As soon as you turn over the soil, it grows. And if there aren't any seeds, like where the mound is, that was from deep down in the pond, which had never been up at the surface. Well, not in our lifetimes or this history. Was this ever underwater, part of the glaciers go over here and such? Whatever. They say that the Arctic was once on the equator. It was before the continents drifted apart. Anyway, so there's warm-blooded things that they're finding, and plants that grow, tropical plants they're finding in the Arctic down deep when they dig. But I just love how seeds blow and they cover things, and then everything gets covered and grows. Boy, it's going to be kind of cloudy today, isn't it? It was so bright this morning with the sunshine. It's really nice. Fire really adds something. You know, they say the elements of whatever: earth, air, water, fire. So we have it all here once we've built a campfire. And isn't it interesting that it really completes it, you know? Right here is earth, air, water, fire. When we were at camp once, at the end of the camp, we would take bark and put a little candle on it, and then we'd take them out to the pond, to the lake, and we'd put them on the lake. Actually, it was a big pond, but I think it was a lake. And put it on the lake, and then I can't ever figure it out. And then we push them out on the water, and you'd have all these little lights out on the lake till they died out. You know this pretty plant here? My friend told me it was called blueweed, but it isn't. It is, I'll look it up for you. I love this book. You see, it's a purple plant. Swamp vervain. wonder if you could eat it. Wonder if anything about it is good for you. 127. Swamp vervain's small, deep purple blossoms develop into a ring, starting at the bottom of the spike flower. As the ring approaches the top, the spike often produces more buds at its tip, sometimes extending the flowering period to 3 months. Wow, that's a long time. This plant has been used for many years as a medicinal herb for treating convalescents and people suffering from depression, headaches, jaundice, cramps, coughs, and fevers. Externally,